Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Crushing Land. Happy to be here with you this morning or this afternoon, depending on where you are. I'm on the West Coast now, so to me, it's morning. To you, it could be afternoon. I got to get used to that now. I used to say good afternoon, everybody, because I was 3 hours ahead. Now I'm on the other side of the country. But regardless, welcome to this episode of Crushing Land. And today we're going to talk about something that came up in a call that I had a couple days ago with a couple of guys that were interested in getting involved in land investing, and that is along the subjects of where do I start in vacant land investing. And I'm sure that you're probably thinking, well, this guy's going to tell me that I need a course and that I need to pay for coaching and I need this and I need this. And that's not the point of this discussion today. What we're talking about here is not the tools that you need to start in vacant land investing, but rather what kind of criteria that you're looking at, what kind of information you're going to be looking at, what kind of area you're going to be looking at, all of those different things for the type of land investing that you're going to be doing. And so what started this conversation was basically that they were involved in doing some subdivisions. They got involved with somebody and basically were looking at certain types of lots that they could get involved in and put in some capital. And some of them they were going to be passive investors, some of them they were going to be active investors, some of them they were going to be doing handling a lot of the projects, some of them they weren't going to be doing any of the project, all of these different things. And they were looking at doing other forms of land investing. And so the question came up, where do I start with this? And the simple answer to that is that I tell people is to start everywhere. Start with everything and figure out where you want to go as the deals come. So, for example, you find an area that you want to market in and you market to all properties. Now, from there, you're going to find all different types of properties. You're going to find properties that you can sell to builders. You're going to find properties that you can easily wholesale or assign to builders, things like that. You're going to find properties that you can flip. You're going to find properties that you can purchase outright and that you can own or finance, or that you can sell later at a higher price. You're going to find properties that you can do some simple entitlements on. You're going to find properties that you can subdivide. You're going to be finding a lot of different things that you can do. And the reason that I tell people to start everywhere is because so many people get in their mind that they want to do a very specific type of land investing and they want to be super niche. And what I have found over the years is that a lot of people come in with that mindset and then they basically go out and broaden their mindset, they broaden their scope, they broaden the parameters, and then they actually find out that they like something else even more. And what's really interesting to me is that a lot of times it goes completely opposite of where they thought they were going to be. So for example, I've had people that have come and worked with me and that we've done coaching with, and they basically said, I only want to focus on higher end deals. I only want to be looking at a deal, that's multiple 5 figures. I don't want to be doing a deal that's only going to be putting a few $1,000s in my pocket or things like that. And then they go out and they get these properties for next to nothing, for a few $100s, and they're selling them for a few thousand, and they're owner financing. And all of a sudden, they've got 50 of them going, and that's their favorite thing on earth. They're like, I love the cash flow. I love that I have no capital tied up. I love this. And every month, these checks just come in the mail. Okay, completely opposite direction. Conversely, I've had people that have come along, and they basically said, I only want to focus on some lower end stuff. I only want to do flips. I don't want to hold anything. I only want to move forward with things that I can flip or I can assign, so that I never have capital involved in the properties. And then pretty early on, they find a property that's 5 acres, and they realize that it can be split, up, and they can make an extra $100,000 on it by doing the work. And then they fall in love with that, and that's where they want to go. And so the thing is, when you're first starting, you really don't know what you like, right? You really don't know what you want to do. And so because of that, it's good. You're doing the marketing anyway. So why take what you have, the information that you're getting, and funnel it down even further when you can simply just start with broad parameters and go and market to those people and then obviously decide what you want to do. Besides your own interests, besides your own thoughts, besides your own desires, investing in all of that, the other thing that you need to look at is also the market conditions, market trends, where things are going, how things are going to be lined up for you. So for example, if you're focusing, say, solely on subdivisions, you're focusing only on that. And that's great. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of money to be made. And if you do everything right, you're not going to lose money. But what could happen? Well, it takes longer to get done, the market shifts a little bit, the dryer pool gets a little tighter. Now, maybe instead of selling for cash or owner financing some of those properties, it takes longer to get your capital back, different things like that. If you play it right, it's fine. You're not going to lose money, but it may take a little bit more to recoup it. It may be slower. And now all of a sudden you don't have income coming in if that's what you're looking for, right? So if you're focusing on some of these smaller deals, you're focusing on stuff that you can just flip and you're buying them at a discount price, or things that you can owner finance and you're guaranteeing cash flow, right? You're not putting all of your eggs in a single basket. You're doing land investing, but you're doing it in different forms, right? And that's what we do each and every day. You've got properties that are coming in and we put them out there for sale, and we've got properties that we're doing flips on. We've got properties that we're doing double closings on. We got properties that we're really trying to push owner financing on. We get properties that we look at and we're like, wow, that's a perfect property to do some entitlements on. There's properties that come in, we're like, well, that's a perfect property to do some subdivisions on. And then obviously, as you get a little bit more experience, you can hone in on those things even more and really focus on, if you've got a relationship with a builder, for example, and he's working in a very specific area and says, bring me 10 lots that fit these parameters, you can go out and you can do blind offers and you can find things that fit that. Or, you've got, parameters for certain subdivisions and you like it and you want to do a couple a year, you can go out and you can find lots that perfectly match that. And obviously you can pay more for them at that point because you know already that you're going to take that single lot and you're going to make it into more and more lots. So there's different things that you can do, but with your general marketing right from the get-go, obviously you're going to get those properties anyway for that area. So focus on everything. And if you do that, you're going to learn a couple different things, right? You're going to learn the different ways to do land investing, which is going to tell you what you like. It's going to tell you what you need to do to outsource, for example, where you can outsource things to certain team members. It's also going to help you to build relationships with people that do extra work, like the entitlements, like the subdivision, your engineers, your septic guys, people like that you're going to be working with. It's also going to help you realize, hey, these are the things that I need each and every month. You're going to be able to set goals and say, hey, if I did X flips, then I can do 2 subdivisions a year, and this covers all my capital expense, and I'm happy. Or if I do this amount with owner financing, it covers what I need, and I can do this. It helps you break everything down and figure out what you need inside of your business. And so being able to do that at that point, you're obviously able to scale and grow and add other things in. But from the beginning standpoint, again, we're talking about beginning standpoint here, focus on everything. Get them in, focus on them, and then as the deals are coming, obviously as you're negotiating with these people and as you're getting signed contracts, things like that, you can sit there and take it deal by deal and say, where do I want to go next? What do I want to do with this property? Do I want to flip this property? Do I want to sign this property? Do I want to buy this property straight out? Do I want to buy this property and sell it with owner financing? Do I want to offer owner financing but still do a double closing? Do I want to look at this property for buying and maybe doing some entitlements? Is it a possible subdivision? Is it a possible joint venture play? So many different things that come into play after the fact. And so again, when you're starting out, take it all on. Don't be afraid of that, right? And that's some of the things that we help you with here, with our program, with our course, with our coaching, all of that. That's something that we help you do with deal by deal to look at. But don't be afraid of taking on all these things. Some people think they have to start so small. And starting small is something that I tell some people to do, not because they can't do more, it's because they don't have the confidence yet. And so if you start small and you just do a couple little cheap deals, sometimes that just helps you build the confidence. And all of a sudden you're like, wow, I can do this on a bigger scale. But don't stay there long. Right? Focus on everything. And if you focus on a bunch of different things, you're going to realize that there's a whole bunch of different areas out there that you can make money in land investing. You're going to realize that there's certain areas that you like and certain areas you don't care for as much. You're going to realize there's certain price points you like and certain ones that you don't care for as much. You're going to realize that there's certain things that you can outsource to other people and let them just kind of handle everything for you. And you have to be very small amount of time involved by you. Or there's other ones where you're going to be a little bit more involved and overseeing things. So you're going to learn a lot of different things as you go along. But most importantly, you're not going to be focused on one single thing and only have 1 or 2 things going on. And then if there is a shift and it delays and you're out 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year because of something bigger, and there is a shift, you're not in a situation where now you're struggling to pay bills because, hey, these things aren't selling. I thought I was going to break up these lots and sell them for $30,000 a piece, but instead I'm selling them for $20,000 a piece, and I'm owner financing most of them and only get a couple $1,000s down each, and then monthly payments, something like that, which is great. But again, Obviously, if you need the money coming in, the capital coming back, doesn't help you. So that helps you being balanced there with having different things and different operations going inside of your land investing. And if you do that, obviously you'll be more successful. So again, that's where I recommend that everybody start with taking on any type of land deals that come to you, break them down as they come in, decide what you want to do, decide what the next step is, and decide what's right for you, for your business, for your goals, for all things that you are looking at. So thank you for joining us for this episode of Crushing Land. We'll catch you next time. And again, feel free to comment below, reach out with any questions that you may have. Reach out if you'd like more information and working with us to really help you to get your land investing business off the ground, especially now as times are starting to change, as things are starting to shift. There's going to be more opportunities, but so many people are focused on single methods that are just, quick flips and things like that. And those are going to be harder and harder to do. So just keep that in mind as you're going forward. Look at these different areas that you can work with. And if you want to work with us, then feel free to reach out and schedule a free call. The link's down below. Ask us some questions and we'll be happy to help you and guide you along the way. So again, thanks for joining us for this episode of Crushing Land, and we'll catch you next.